pass a lady fair, whistle. Yoo-hoo! If she turns around and greets you with a very frigid air and goes, get away,
Get away,
get away.
get away.
If you're wise, you'll take the air. For the cops are on your trail and you'll be breaking rocks in jail for going.
Come on, give up the works.
My sweetheart and sweet. Aha! Well,
Well, Your Honor, you see, it was this way.
my gal. She's Marty Totty all the time and she came from St. Louis town all alone. Doodle-doo, do-ya-do, do-ya doodly-doo. Do-ya-do. Beep-boo, biddy-biddy-bidoo. Do-ya, 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 do. Do-ya, do-ya, do. That's all.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red. All right, my Twitch sound is fine. All right, my Twitch sound is fine. Let's double check the YouTube. Gosh dang it, YouTube! it's still showing the freaking cartoon. Let's refresh the YouTube over here. It's still showing the freaking cartoon. All right, YouTube is fine. YouTube is looking blurry. I think YouTube's having issues. Twitch is looking fine though. All right. Okay, I am going to first things first. Let's migrate a few commands from Streamlabs over to StreamerBot. I think I'll double check. Maybe it's time for the Willy command today. And maybe we'll do two. Maybe I'll get the Tatty command moved over today. Actions and cues. Actions. Let's come over here to Willy. All right, we have to add the things in here. So we'll just do the add YouTube, send message to channel. Let's go over to my Streamlabs dashboard. Let's find the Willy command. I think we updated it for his DeviantArt now. Yeah, there you go. You can follow Willy. 230. That's going to be too many characters for the gosh darn YouTube. I'm going to copy that, close that. And you know what? I think I can trash the Willy command. We'll come back and trash it in just a minute, just in case. And that's going to tell me I've got 34 too many characters because YouTube blows. You can follow our friend Willy on Twitter. Show the support at Ko-fi. I'm not sure. You can check them out on, let's move this around. I'm not sure which one is the, let's put that there. You can check out our friend Willy on, we'll put the DeviantArt there. And I think I'll just pull the Twitter out here. And we'll just put that there. DeviantArt. And show your support over on the Ko-fi. And I'll just delete the Twitter because I can't fit that. There we go. I'm going to say okay to that. All right, let's get the Twitch in here. And this is favorite. I should favorite these actually. Can I do that? Can I just make you a favorite? Nope. That would be too easy. Can I just favorite you from here? Favorite. I'm going to favorite that. And then this way I can pull it up again real easy. It's going to have this text in here. And then let's try this. And then I'm going to have to change the timing on these so they launch right after when the sound starts. So we'll do that. So anyhow, I'm going to add the Twitch. And you always would chat. Send message channel. So we can put the, actually this is why I haven't deleted this yet. So I can get the original one. I can put the full message over in Twitch. Because Twitch lets you have 500 characters. As opposed to lame ass Zuckland. Actually, who owns, I can't remember if it's Zuckland or actually it's probably Google. Is it Google owns YouTube these days? You think I would remember that, wouldn't you? I'm going to favorite that too. Now I can bring these up and just easily drop them in instead of searching each time. And can we switch the edit sub action? Is there a timing thing on here? Or is it on here? It's play sound. I'm not sure where it is. There's a something that lets, because right now the sound's going to play and then the messages will come up. I kind of want the messages to come up when the sound comes up. And I would have thought that the timing would have been like right about in here. Finish playing before continuing. That's what I'm looking for. So we don't want to do that. There we go. Let's try this. There we go. That seems to work. And how many times did that show up over on, and Streamlabs is still, that's right, Streamlabs is still working. But we're good. We can get rid of the Streamlabs now. Close that, trash that. Are you sure you want to delete this? Willie action. Yes, confirm. Bye-bye, Willie. Let's move Taddy over too. Taddy, oh, actually, Taddy does have a sounder, doesn't it? Nice type to Teddy. Taddy. Formerly known as Toilet. So here, we'll do this. I'm just going to grab that, check out the best poop emotes on Twitch. I think he still has the best poop emotes. Let's copy that, close that. Let's come over here. Do I have a Teddy? I do have a Teddy. It's got sounds in it. Favorite sub actions. I'm going to drop that in. Oh, look at that. Okie dokie. Favorite sub actions. Twitch. Yay. That speeds things up. And then we'll edit this so that it plays the noise and then automatically displays the messages. Back over here. I'm going to lose the Taddy. Did I set up a toilet over here? I did not. You know what? We're going to lose. We're just going to lose toilet. I'm just going to get rid of that. All right, let's double check. 2 more down. And now we'll go to work on doing textures for this dress. Excellent. And I see it showed up once over on Twitch. And I see that it showed up just once over on YouTube. Excellent. That's the way we want it. All right. So we're good here. I'm going to, oops, damn it. That was running my chat. I have to bring that back up. I meant to move that and I'll close it. Oy vey. All right, let's push the chat button. That gets my chat over there. Let's put you over here. All right, and now we're ready to work on texturing your dress. I'm going to export out the dress and the shoes together. We have an actual, the jewelry is going to go out on separate maps by itself because it's, yeah. We're going to do the jewelry separately. I currently have the bracelets and the necklace together, and the necklace needs a lot of work so that it deforms properly when we bend it, but I will probably not do that today because we're going to focus on texturing this and the shoes. And you know what? Right now the shoes are coming in without a pose. We're going to resave those so that they're posed. Also, I'm going to resave the pose so it's a hierarchical material or a hierarchical pose because that's the way Daz likes it. So we're going to select this, come over here, say wearable preset. I'm going to have to save this after we do the textures anyhow. So I'm not going to do that right now. Never mind. Am I doing mesh resolution on here? It is base. Do I want to increase that? I don't think so. I think that looks fine without using an updated, although I probably, but we'll do that later when we put the materials on. I think this is good. I'm going to do a little something with the skirt to help smooth the shading out a little bit. I added a float morph. I think I'm going to dial that in just a wee bit. I stuck it here in special. So the float morph will do that. I think I do want to put subtle. I do want to get some, but not too harsh. So we're going to kind of dial that back into there. It'll probably be good. I think we're going to take the, put that back to base. I'm going to turn the smoothing off. Okay, we're going to set up our material, our colors for this. Then we're just going to export these two out for texturing. So let's come over here. Oops, that was the wrong button. So we'll just work our way down doing our handy dandy little shader colors. I already have an idea what textures we're going to do. I'm going to make some shiny textures that go with this, and I'm going to use those as maybe a trim highlighter. I think I'm going to do a gold and a silver and a copper. And now we're on the heel colors. Also, I'm going to do 3 patterned versions, which will be, I'm thinking cherries, something springy floral, and a tropical pattern, probably strong green base, maybe with some red in there or not. Then we're going to do some solid colors, black and white, of course. And I think these are ready to be exported, so we're going to export these two like that. And this is what we're going to use for texturing. And eventually I'm going to make an undone version where the ties will come apart. Probably not today, but we'll see. If we make really good time on these textures, we might do that. So what have I got? Like 12? I need 2 more fingers. 12 basic texture patterns, 3 of which are going to be metallics. So that's 2 base sets, and then there's going to be worn versions of those. And I'm going to make shoes match the colors in the yeah, we'll do that. So what are we doing? We're exporting now. And that's where I hide the export button. I have changed the name of the product. It is now Mode Noir instead of Blackline. I really wasn't liking Blackline, so I changed it to Mode Noir, which means fashion black in French, something like that, which is also kind of the term for classic styling for French clothes, which I kind of like. It goes well with the idea of a contemporary version of the little black dress. There we go, substance. And you know what? I'm going to overwrite that. Actually, this is a G9, so we'll just do it like this. G9. I'll say dress heels. I'll do that. This all looks good. I'm just going to pop it into Blender. I need to, right now the UVs are overlapping. We need to get the shoes off the rest of the dress. So we're going to do that with Blender. Activate Blender. We're using the 5.01. I checked earlier in the week and 5.01 is still the current version. I think there's a beta out on the next one. I don't know if it's 5.02 or 5.1. Anyhow, here we go. All right, bye-bye box. You think I would save that without the box one of these days? It's tradition now to delete the cube. Import. Where are you at? Whip. Substance. And I want that one right there. And I just exported the heels, so let's do this again. And I'm going to close substance down because it's going to remember bad imperial names. Actually, it doesn't make a difference. Except that I don't really care about material names in here. By the way, did you jank it up anyhow? See, Daz added a bunch of garbage when it exported it out. I wish it wouldn't do that. Actually, let's do an export again and see if there's a way to tell Daz don't jank up the names of the material files. I don't care if some of them are the same. There's no reason I don't want you to differentiate. So let's take a quick look at our export options. So I'm going to re-export that. Every now and then it's good to just re-examine and see what options there are for doing things. Already exists. So we are looking at right surfaces, maps, right material. I wonder if that's coming from writing in the material library. Quote paths containing spaces. Maps original collect, right groups. Use surface names. I wonder if, here, let's try this. I haven't played with this. Use existing. It'll come in with surface names, won't it? Is it still going to export out? I don't know if this makes a big difference. Let's see what we get. I'm still getting janked up. And because it's Blender, it's going, hey, I've seen this material before. I'm going to add extra garbage here. Because that's the way. Oh, look at this. This worked out better. That didn't come in with the garbage. I'm going to close Blender and try to relaunch it. And get a fresh copy of Blender in here that hasn't seen these materials before. And I'm going to see how this comes out. See if Daz is exported out with garbage names in the heels still. All right, there we go. Bye-bye cube. I'm going to import that. And let's take a look at our surfaces. No, the heels are still got garbage in there. Why? I don't know. Do my heels actually have garbage in here? Is that part of my problem? No, they don't. They don't have the garbage in here. Daz sent the garbage out. It really doesn't make any difference for what I'm doing here. It's just kind of annoying. Okay, I do have overlapping UVs, so let's take care of that. And my settings have been saving files smooth recently, so that's good. Although I do have some sharps. I'm going to clear the sharps. And then we'll pop over to UV editing, and you can see that I got shoes overlapping. So we'll just grab all of that, and we'll just move it over one UDIM. So I'll just do GX1. Then we're going to resave this, and our good friend Substance Painter will be able to work with this nicely. So back over to layout, activate export. So we're going to do the double export thing. We'll do the one version, and just to be sure, I'll say the DAS preset. There's nothing else in here. It should make a difference, but just in case. And export that, and then we do the no material version. Check materials. This is the one that we actually need to load in, and the other one we're going to use for making ID maps. All right, should be good. I should be able to just I don't need that saved. I'm going to put you away, and we'll get Substance running here. I don't know. Earlier in the week or last weekend, DAS was crashing a lot, and it suddenly settled out again. So I don't know. I'm happy with that. It was crashing when I would load stuff into the scenes from the content library. I was very unhappy about that. All right, we're going to do File, New. We're going to select our no material version. I don't know. Are you the right Substance folder? You are. I'm still calling you Blackline. I got to remember that this is now mode nor your something like that. I can't pronounce shit. All right, let's get that in. I keep hitting. All right, this should be fine. Yay. All right, let's bake our mesh maps. I don't know how to bake an ID, and I don't need the thickness map. The rest of this should be good. I wish I could put this over here. Can I? Yo, Charles, how are you doing today? Happy Saturday. All right. 2K. Everything else is probably good. Bake. Bake, baby, bake. Let me see maybe if I can drag this over into here. All right, can you be dragged in between? Like that? I like that. I think that does the trick. That'll be fine. I do have the two UDIMs. That's good. All right, let's bake our ID map. Okay, so we need to make some adjustments to this. I like to bake it at a higher resolution. We're going to load in this one here that has the colors on it. We're going to tighten up that cage for better fidelity on the ID map. And then I'm just going to bake that. Bum, 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 bum. Should be good. All right, I'm going to do one more thing real quick too. I'm going to save out the jewelry. I don't think we're going to get to that, but I'm going to go ahead and export it out. We got our earrings. And we got our jewelry, which I'm going to break apart later on. So let's select that. And select that. And I can come into here, grab those and that. I don't know. Am I using... It's still base resolution. I'm probably going to put high resolution on those eventually. But I think for right now, that's probably good. And I think for our purposes, I'm going to just put some random colors on here like we did with the rest of it. I'm going to put my base shader on here. And I'm actually just going to go with two. I'm just going to make the mounts are metal, the clasps and the links are metal, and the pearls. So it's going to be this, and these, all the metal parts. I'm going to make one color. And then the pearl parts, we're going to make another color. Okay, and then I'm going to export that out. We'll just call it jewelry. You are my export button. There we go. And then I got to pop this in the blender real quick because the earrings are probably overlapping everything else. So we'll separate those out. Here, we'll do this. Jewelry is good. Pop back over to Blender. Did I close Blender? I did close Blender. Here, we'll give Charles a shout out. I think we did migrate the Charles command already. Oh yeah. There we go. All right, here's Blender. Yep. Import. Back to the substance. I'm going to take the jewelry. We'll take a quick look. We'll pop in. We'll go over to UV editing. I'm going to grab the earrings. Because the way I did these, they're overlapping everything else. These are all on the same map. These are on separate maps. So we'll just move the earrings over one. GX1. There we go. And then we'll just resave this. I'm just going to make sure we don't have any sharps in here that I don't want. I'm not in edit mode. There, I'm in edit mode. I'm not in edge mode. There's edge mode. Look at all those sharps. We'll just clear those off. Clear sharps. Probably good. I'll just be extra careful. We'll just auto shade that. Actually, we'll just smooth shade. And then we'll export this back out. So I'm going to overwrite you. I got material selected. Let's use our DAS preset. And then we'll do the no material version. All right, if we have, I don't know we're going to get to these today, but I got them ready to go. And I think I don't need Blender again. All right, let's put some textures on here. I'm thinking, do I want to do the basic colors in Velvet? Or do we just want to do... fabric? Over here. Cotton blend jersey. Do I want... I don't want jean. Where's the linen twill? I don't like that. Cotton, tricotine weave. I don't know. Maybe we'll try that. We'll start with that. Of course, we're going to tile that way up. 16 maybe. That still looks kind of rough. 32. Is this getting any smoother? And now I'm seeing an obnoxious repeat in there. I think I'm not going to use that. We'll trash that. Those are both the same. Double rib stitch, denim fabric. I have that dress shirt. I think I'll probably end up using that. Fabric cotton joysy. Fabric felt. Fabric felt has kind of a nice color to it though. Does that give me a couple of options? Did that do anything with the normal? That did, okay. I'm probably not going to keep this. If we tile this way up, now I'm getting an obvious repeat in there too. So we won't keep that one. Poplin. I'm not getting an obvious repeat in there, am I? No. You know what? I might go with that. Does this have a... I'm not seeing anything on the normal channel. I might have to generate one. I am seeing a little bit on the normal channel there. I don't know. We might do that. Satin fabric. I might do a satin fabric and I might tweak the roughness on that. I like the way that looks. Let's go back to material. Do I get color options? I do get, I like when I get the 2 color options. It makes it a little more interesting. And we do have the normal map already checked in. We say 16. If I say 32. I kind of like the underlines, but I'm not sure if I want it to be satin sheeny or not. Do I have a... I got yarn roughnesses here. So we can take the sheen off a bit. Maybe I'll just lower it down like that and live with this. And I'll use this for black, white, red, blue, champagne, and pink. Maybe, yeah, that's, so we're going to do 6. So I need a white. So I'm going to just, is it Control D? It is. 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Then I'm going to have 6 fill layers that I'm just going to use on a color channel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Actually, there's 3 of those. I'm sorry. And then I'm going to use that metallic leathery thing. Metallized lambskin. There we go. And we do that with gold, silver, and copper. I'm going to gold that up a bit. I don't know if did that change anything? That's not really doing anything, is it? It's like, what the hell? Why is there a lambskin color in here when it does nothing? I don't know. Let me try this one. Does this let me change colors? No. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to rework this a little bit. Then I'm going to copy it out. All right, I tiled it up a bit. I'm going to call you gold. Let's add a filter on here. So we're going to add a hue, saturation, lightness filter. I'll switch that to regular. And this way I can punch up the color like that. I like that a bit better. And now we should be able to, if we duplicate you, use the, there we go. And then we should be able to adjust this. So red should be somewhere in here. Oh, this is going to be copper, which is kind of like that, but kind of darker and less saturated. That kind of looks like copper to me. You dirty copper. And then duplicate that. This one we're going to make silver. Those will be the metallics. I'm also going to make material files that'll just apply the metallics to the trims. Do that. Activate the this. So we're going to actually, I want to slide this into the blue. And then we're going to take the saturation way down on that. Maybe punch the lightness up a little bit. And that becomes silver for me. I like silvers with a touch of blue. That's just me. All right, those are good. Then we're going to put some patterns in here. Oh, I got the, we'll do that. So I want my cherry pattern. I wanted to go cherry. I want to go with a sort of a light summery pattern as well. You know, that's a paisley. You know, does that kill summery? Does that give me summery and paisley? Maybe not. I was thinking floral, summery floral. And then I wanted something somewhat tropical. Although maybe I just do a little tribal. Maybe I do that instead of the tropical. I'm thinking. Let me go with my initial thoughts. Let me see if I can find the cherries. I want the cherries. I want the florals. There's the cherries. Do I want straight cherry? Cherry on white was what I was initially thinking. You're looking a little dark. Which actually is kind of okay because that is going to wash it out. I'm thinking maybe like that. I kind of like that. So I was thinking that we're going to call you Cherry. Cherries. Or Cherry. It doesn't make any difference, really. Green. Green pattern. Green tribal. I'll say tribal. Too bad I can't spell. All right. I'm looking for a florally is what I'm thinking. Something springish. And you know what? Maybe this one of these. I do want to use a kind of a greenish, although that might work for my tropical. I'll come back to these. I think I do want. Is that too much like the? Maybe we do the blue. Because the cherry's got a lot of white in it. I think we do that. I think I'm going to go with that. We'll call that daisies. And I was just thinking my standard tropical greenish. We'll take a look. I do have a bad tendency using too much, but I really like the green tropical. Let's see if we can find where I hid my tropicals. Problem is, none of these things make any sense. that, these abbreviations, these are from Atanius, Merchant Resources from Renderosity. The batik. I like the green batik. Maybe the green batik. No, I used the batik on the last outfit. And the paisleys. We know our good friend Art loves the paisleys. Those are the winter motifs. We're done with the winter motifs until next autumn. Those are glittery options. I keep seeing things and I keep thinking, but here, we'll keep moving along. Move along, nothing to see. Carry on. There we go. These are kind of the tropical. See, I use that one a lot because I really like it. But maybe we go with another. These are summer flow things. So I might swing back to that. Those are the punky textures. These are more tribals. They're kind of nice, but I don't think I'm going to use those. Here we go. These are that one there. I think I'm going to try that one there today. Okay, where are we? do that. Click on this. Drag you into here. You're a little blue. That's got a little too much white in it. Do I have another one that's green? I didn't see the green I was thinking I will, but I use it too much. I don't know. Maybe it was in the florals and I went right by it. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think we're using this one this time. All right, let's scale that. I'm going to rotate that. Actually, I don't think I really need to rotate it. It doesn't have a definitive pattern that we can spot going up and down. Although if it did, you know, that's probably okay. Do I want a little smaller? I don't think so. I liked that. Okay, that is just going to be tropical. Cherries, green tribal. Your daisies. Tropical. All right, moving along. I can't spell. How do you spell champagne again? Champagne. That actually works. I like it. The fact that I can mispronounce champagne, but it helps me spell it. So I'm gonna come over here, say champagne color, which is kind of a brassy light color like this. So we're just gonna color sample that. We're gonna color sample it twice. This has got a little variation, so what I'm probably gonna do is sample that and then maybe sample a slightly darker shade off of this. That's over on screen too, so we're gonna just do clicky that, and then clicky that, and I'm hoping that's going to work out okay. Probably fine. Okay, that was shamble. Now I want, I'm going to go with a dark red and a dark blue. We're going to do a pink. I'm going to go with a lighter pink, not a hot pink. Or maybe I should do Barbie pink. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Barbie pink. Barbie pink. It always seems a little, so I probably would probably choose that. That's what I'm thinking. So where are we? We had the champagne. We'll come over here. Actually, if I do this with this, I think that'll be fine. All right, hide the pink. You're gonna be, did I do a white? I didn't do a white. I've only got, I need to make a copy of one of you, don't I? And by white, we of course mean dark, well, light gray. Like black is dark gray. You're gonna be blue. I want kind of a darker blue, not quite navy, but kind of in that direction. Or maybe we want, I don't know. Here, let's try. Navy blue. See, that's not a, I always think of a navy, something like that. Maybe I'll go with this. And I'll just call it navy. We're going to go with that. And oh, here I have these three, so maybe this this is the second color, and I might tweak, or this and this. I'm thinking this, and maybe we'll use one of these. Navy, it's the power and authority color. Oop. All right. And if I just make this that, and where are you over here? Maybe desaturate you. Kind of like that. All right. I kind of like dark red, so that's the way we're going to go with our red. So we'll just put that all the way there. I'll choose one from there. And then we'll go with like the slightly darker on that. And that's red. Okay, so those are good for the dress. Let's set up the shoes. So the dress is easy. There's basically one part. The shoe. We're going to need a liner. We're going to need the insole. There's the basic leather parts, and then there's the sole and the heel tip. So I'm going to set one of those up. We'll put this all into a group. So basically, let's start with a leather. Come over here. And I'm going to switch back to material. And this is just going to be for the sole. So maybe a leather rough dark. Did you do anything? Did I hold the wrong button down? I think we're going to... Nah, I don't like that. Leather damage. I don't think I'm going to like that. You know what? I might go with that. Can I tweak? Maybe we just color shift it with a filter. Good old HSL. So if I want it to be kind of black, I think we can run that way. And then maybe we do black and mostly black and tan. So let's duplicate this. Boop. Hide you. Come into here. I'm going to crank the saturation all the way up. So we're starting to see a little bit of... If I switch you to regular, I'm not getting any color out of that, am I? Let me see if we can tweak this base color. Can I actually change the base color to something? Are you actually doing anything? You are actually doing something. Okay. I'm just going to set the base color to red. That tends to be the easiest one to work with. This. You know what? It's probably my lightness is off. And we're going to build a tan out of this. So we're going to shift this over towards a little bit like an orange yellow. Take the saturation down. Maybe take the lightness up. Less saturation. I don't know about that. I'm not liking that really. Let's hide that. What if I go with this leather seat beige? Was I using this leather ruff? Was that what I was using before? You know what? I think I'm going to use the leather ruff. Let's try that. I'm going to get rid of these. Let's pop over to leather ruff and see what we got here. That might be work. I kind of like that. Do we have a I have options for stain intensity. I think I'll go with that. And then I should be able to... Yeah, we'll do a start there. All right, we're going to put a leather on here. I'm going to use a satin on here. This leather also goes here on the midsole. So, satin. Put that there. I'm going to use this with gold. I think we're going to put gold on here. Which means I kind of want a metallic shoe, which is going to take the kind of these things. And then we're going to also have versions that are just going to be a patent leather, a pink. That would probably, is that going to work with the pink or should I make that black? Let's take a look at pink. Anyhow, we need a leather. And I think I'm going to just go with the fine grain, fine leather. Put that there. And I also want you there. And there. That's going to be good. That's actually supposed to just be an elastic. You know what? I'm just going to put a jersey cotton on that. Generally, it's going to be a more generic color, black, white, tan, something like that. So I'm just going to put a blend cotton jersey on there. You turned red. I am entirely not sure why you did that. See, that looks better. I'm going to have to adjust some height normal maps. Then I'm just going to put a... I usually like to use a kind of a suede, so it sort of looks like an unfinished surface in there. Oh yeah, we'll use dirty rubber floor for the heel tip. Why are you turning red? Something... Somehow, for some reason my colors are blending weird. See, that looks fine. I think this just isn't refreshing properly. No, that just looks weird. natural leather suede, or do I want to maybe put that there? Okay, we're going to set these colors up for pink. I got dirty rubber floor in there twice. Fabric cotton, you know what, I'm just going to make you black. Fine leather. We'll do you in pink. And this, we're going to do in a lighter shade of that pink. And you know what? I'm going to do that in a pink too. Then we're going to group these up, and then I need to make maybe 12 sets of these. One that'll kind of correspond with each of these different sets. And then I probably should group these together into nice little groups. Yo, Art, how are you doing? Let's put you there. Let's maybe make you over there. That's just looking... That pink just looks a little blue to me for some reason. I'll just make it a little more pink so it's more obvious. Still not... I think this will be fine. I think that's good. So we're going to group all of this together. I'm going to call you pink heels. Pink heels, there we go. And we'll just put this down into here. And then I'm going to we'll work our way down. So cherries, actually I don't need a set of shoes for cherries. I can use either the white or the white or the red for those. I don't think I'm gonna not keep the green tribal. The daisies, actually we'll use a light blue shoe for that. So Control D, and I'll put that here underneath daisies. I'll turn that off, and then we're just going to recolor all of this. I think I'm going to leave that with the that's an awful harsh line. Is that just the edge? That's not just the edge. What's going on with you? Hey, thanks for the shout out for Mr. Art there. I think I'm going to do that. I might want to put a blur on here, but here, let's take a look at our dirt levels and see. Yeah, I think I'm going to blur the edge just a little bit here. I'm going to improve that, then I'm going to swap this out for the other one. Oh yeah, art should be the next command I fix. Boom. Add filter. Blur intensity. I kind of like that. All right, it's probably going to be good. I'm going to set a whole bunch of height. Normal on that. Normal. Normal. That's good with that. All right, I'm going to swap out this other pink with this one now. Where did I just... There you are. Okay. Control D is good. So let's put you over here and let's delete that one that I've refined. And we'll hide that. And I'm hoping that'll be fine. So we'll come back to this. All right, we're going to make this match that. Actually, the heels needs to go in front, doesn't it? There we go. So, and I'm going to switch you back to base color because I can get a better color. And then we'll just match this color onto here. So basically color that. And we're just going to say light blue heels. Do I actually? I don't have a yellow dress. I'm going to make these yellow to go with the little spot in the middle of the daisies. Because I'm going to do a blue. That's what I'm thinking. We'll do yellow heels here. And we'll set that up. I'm going to leave the tan like that. We're going to tweak our Duchess silk. Like so. We're going to change our fine leather. Actually, we're going to grab that for our fine leather. Okay, the fabric cotton. That's this little part right here. Do that, and then we'll do our dirty rubber's fine. We'll do our leather suede. I'm going to kind of just make that a light yellow and a little less saturated. All right, so that shoe goes with that. Control D. Okay, this is going to be Champagne. I'm going to go ahead and make Champagne. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm not going to use it. This one I'm going to group layers. Call that as daisies. Close that up. Hide that. Come over to the champagne. Actually, before I forget, I'm going to grab a couple other things. I need a highlight. I have this highlighter and shader. We'll just put that on everything. So it just gives a little bit of extra oomph to all the textures. And if it's too strong, we'll dial it back. Also, we're going to put stitching on the shoes. We're going to run it along here and along this edge and then along this edge. And I think that'll be it for that. You're down to 168. Dang. Is that just because of illness? I hope that was a target weight. Honestly, I don't think I've weighed myself in a year. I have no idea. So is that... Glad to hear it, though. It sounds like you're happy about it. Or you probably wouldn't be talking about it. Daisies is good. We are moving on to Champagne. All right, we're going to do the same thing. I like this. We're going to leave this leather on here. I'm going to put the pink heels right there. We're going to actually group these together. Pink. Your scale says one at a time, please. Yo, Napsmore, how are you doing? We're texturing, and I've changed the name of this dress. I had previously been calling it Blackline, but I really didn't like that. It is now Mode Noir. It's the Mode Noir dress. It's a, it's a contemporary look on the timeless classic little black dress. And we're currently setting up the shoe colors. So we're just going to kind of come through here. Just sort of steal colors from there. Dirty rubber's fine. All right, and I think this is going to be good. We're going to call that champagne heels. I'm trying to be really organized. And then we're going to group these two together. Call you champagne. Hide that. Oops, you know what? I need to dupe that. Move it over here. We got pink done. Oh, you know, we'll come over here. We'll do the copper. I'm going to do some organization here. Copper heels. That's going to be silver heels. Okay, this is going to be gold heels. You're completely void of appetite, have zero craving. Snowbunny is not happy with me about this. What are you going to do? Although, yeah, you still kind of have to eat to stay healthy. I've heard rumors about that. Um, is this gold? Gold heels. And then let's group these two together. Control G. I'm going to remember that. That's going to be my copper set. Let's group these two together. That's going to be our silver. Let's group these two together. That's going to be gold. Okay, hide. Cherries. I'm either going to use white shoes or red shoes with those so they don't need their own. Daisies has got the yellow heels. Champagne has got the champagne heels. Pink has got pink heels. Blue. All right, we're ready for that. Control D that. I'm going to put that there. Close that down. You're on a banana diet this week. Last week it was chicken soup. What are you? No, that's pink. I don't want pink there. Where did I put my shoes? There, you need to go right there. There we go. And this is going to be blue, so I still have to do blue. These are going to be red. Oh, I didn't set up the white colors yet. Oh well. Let's turn that off. Let's set my white colors. There we go. Red heels. White heels. I don't think I did my black yet either. And then we need black heels. And my black needs to be colored still. Okay, that's going to need a little adjustment on this wear. That white's a little too much for that. We'll remember to change that later on. Actually, let's duplicate this. I'm going to turn you off. And I'm going to back this. I'm going to say dark on that one. It's for the darker colors. You might drift off in the nap. Wanted to catch you live and say howdy to everybody. It's always good to see you, Art. Thanks for popping in. All right. All right, where was I? This is good. That should say black. And we're going to group these two together. Group those two together. Group these two together. And group the blues together. We're trying to be organized as we go. Oh my gosh, what happened to Chris? Who is this organized person sitting here? Okay, we're done with the shoes. Actually, we're going to get the, let's get the metallic shoes done. And we'll turn that on. And we'll come back here and we'll turn the white and the black off. And I want copper shoes. So we're going to use, there's a copper metallic color. So I'm going to just drop the metallic in, make it copper, and use it on this. Over in here in the fine leather. So instead of fine leather, I'm going to swap that out with the metallic lambskin. So I just pop that in there. And for whatever reason, this isn't working right today. I'm going to, have I saved this yet? I haven't saved it yet. Let's try saving. Save as. Mode in your outfit. We'll do that. And maybe with the cap locks off this time. Okay, so I'm going to have to adjust. Adjust some stuff so that this comes out like that. I think to do that, I need to just put my filter on here, don't I? Or you know what? I'm just going to copy this, stick it inside here, and just assign it to the, yeah, I'm going to lose you. Actually, this works out. I like, that works. That works. Ooh, clever boy. So if I get rid of the leather in here, it'll just pick up the underlying. Yeah, we'll do that. So copper is done. No, copper's not done because I still need to tweak the suede. I want that to be a bit lighter. I want to leave. Do I want to make these black? What are you? Oh, you're that little fabric bit. That's right. And the Silk Duchess. My Silk Duchess isn't really changing color as much as I would like to. Does that just have to do with the roughness and the melodicity? Let's take a look at the base color and see. My colors are just being weird today. Maybe there's something in here that I'm just not. Color hue variation. Oh, you know, that knocked it loose. And now it's back again. But if I touch that, there. We'll go with that. And I'm just going to see what happens if I make these the dirty rubber. Was that the problem with my dirty rubbers? I got this. Yeah, that's not really doing anything. You know what? I'm not liking this. I'm going to just, you know what? I'm just going to put another rubber on there. One that actually makes more sense with the colors. Wubba. Maybe with less eyes and rubber. Plastic canvas grain thick. Plastic grip. Plastic grainy soft. What kind of controls do I have over the plastic grainy soft, and where did you go? You're probably all the way up here. We'll stick you back into the shoe. And what am I looking for? This one right here. I think I like that better with the tan. I think this will work for the silver and the gold, though. So I'm going to just set that back to that. Reset this back to kind of a tan. I like that. I'm going to copy this. Okay, so that's going to be the copper. Let me just see what other smooth opaque silicone. Maybe I'll just go with that because that looks like it's an easy to work with. Okay, so where was I? Copper heels. There we go. You know what? I'm going to get rid of you, and I'm going to get rid of you. And I think I'll just drag and drop that onto there and tweak that color. That's fine. And I'll put you there. And can I just copy you onto the copy layers? There we go. All right, I think I'm good with copper. Moving along. We'll go on to silver. Oh, you know what? Silver isn't turned on here, is it? There we go. And so my quick cheat on this one was to get rid of this. No, get rid of the fine leather. And then the shoes, just pick up that leather silver on the dress. Then we're just going to adjust all of these. I'm going to lose the raw dirty rubber because I don't like that. And then can we just paste that in? So the silver, we're going to go with a kind of a black. So we'll make that a dark color there. This is that worn. We'll do the same thing here. Is good. I'm going to put a light gray. I think that's my suede. We'll just do a light gray on that. We'll do a light gray. Actually, I'll do a little darker gray for this to give it a little bit of variation. And oh yeah, and we're going to make that black. That's that little elastic piece on there that means our shoes aren't that expensive. Where was he? Right there. Fabric, cotton jersey. All right. Is good. Silver is done. Let's move on to gold. So same drill. I'm going to delete the fine leather and just let that leather color that I have on the dress come into here. We're going to switch that. I'm going to get rid of you. Paste you in. Make you black. All right, there it is. I see it. All right, do this. Make you black. I actually kind of like that. I'm going to tweak the color on here, though. I think this is the elastic color. Maybe we just make you like that, And the Silk Duchess. I think I'm going to go with that. So that makes the gold shoes. Okay, cherries doesn't have. We did the daisy shoes. There's going to be yellow champagne shoes, pink shoes. So we're over on blue. We got blue, red, white, and black still to do. Making progress. All right, let's turn our blue color on. It's navy blue. Look at how dark. Yeah, I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to. No, I want to keep the heels. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think we'll take the color off and just let this blue color. Nah, we'll just tweak the blue color manually. All right, we're going to start with Control V, puts that in there. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to go with black on this one. That's the suede. I'm going to go with kind of a mid-gray. That is this little thing here. We're just going to kind of make you a kind of a dark. Okay, fine leather. I'm just going to pick up this color here. And we're going to lighten that up a little bit. Where are you? We'll come up into here. Okay, Silk Duchess. I'll do that. Maybe lighter. And then we'll set this up as a black as well. Right there. Is good. All right, blue is done. Moving on to red. I think I'm going to... Is that kind of a... I'm going to kind of make more of a tan out of that. And same thing, dirty rubber goes away because I don't like the way that was working. We'll paste. There we go. I'm going to go with the black heel tip and black soles on this. Fabric. You know what? I'm just going to turn that black. Fine leather. We're going to make you red. I'm just going to color sample that, maybe adjust it. Duchess leather. Then we make the sole black. There's our red shoes. I might tweak the roughness up on some of these. Make them a little shinier, I think. That's over here. Fine leather. Take a look at my roughness. Maybe we make you 0.25. That's too much. 0.4. I like 0.4. I'm probably going to switch all over the 0.4. And of course it'll look different in whatchamacallit. All right, we're going to do white shoes. you're just kind of a gray. You go away. I'm gonna add that. I think the white shoes are gonna have black cap and soles. You're the little fabric. You know what? We're just gonna make you light gray. Or more of a mid gray for a little bit of contrast. All right, you get to be like that. Maybe a little lighter. My silk. Once again, we'll just make that a mid-tone gray, which didn't change. I have to keep touching this thing to get the colors to come out right. You're just going to be basically black. I think that'll be the white shoes. I might lighten the white up. We'll see. And I did want to tweak the roughness. I think 0.4. It's kind of the sheen, at least in here. All right, I'm going to hit save. We got the black to do, and then I'm going to tweak the roughness on some of these other shoes. So I've got 11 pair of shoes for 12 dress styles because the cherries are going to use either the red. I think the cherry is going to go with the red. It does have red and green, but it's on a white, and I think the green will look weird, but I think the red will play nice with the cherry dress. Although maybe I should just make it green for the heck of it. Nah. We'll have 11 shoe styles with 12 dress styles. You I don't need. Get rid of you. And you are extraneous. And we'll finish this up with the black. Turn that on. Delete that. Paste that. And this, of course, is going to be black. The leather, we're going to make you a dark gray. The fabric is going to be basically black. The fine leather color, I'm just going to do that. And while we're in here, we'll do the roughness. Silk Duchess. You know what? I think I'm just going to there we go. And then that gets to be black. All right, is good. Let's close that up. Let's tweak the roughness on. I think I started doing the roughnesses with the red, so I'm going to tweak these to be a little shinier. I think I'm going to make you a little darker. I think I'm going to go with that. All right. Same thing here. Oops. Oh, you're turned off. And my pink seems to be not active. There we go. I'm not sure. How is that? My material's just looking weird. Do I have opacity on in here? I mean, the base color looks fine. Maybe I should shift the color of the pink shoes, though, to be a little more in line with that. Now that I'm thinking about it. No. I'm going to change the color of the dress, I think, to be a little more in line with this, actually. We'll do it that way. All right, I'm going to go with that. All right, pink is done. Champagne. I'm just going to tweak the roughness on the fine leather. You can't actually see it in here, but here, that looks fine. And Daisy's had the yellow shoes. Cherries didn't have shoes, and these are all set up as metallics. All right, we're getting there. And then we're going to do dirty versions. Chris is going to go get his dirt. I did these dirt files back when I did the Storm Raider outfit, and I've been using it ever since. They work. That just gives me a quick and easy way to throw grime. And then we'll add the tattered opacity. What the frick? Oh, that said belt. Where's my other? Storm Raider. Storm. I misspelled storm. That's what the problem is. All right, so that's going to be the dirt. And then let's get our tatters. Torn and tattered. So what I like to do, we'll switch over to opacity for this. And we're only going to use this for opacity purposes. I have all these merchant resource tattered patterns. This one I never liked. I don't know why I keep that around. And usually what I'll do is I'll turn off everything but 2. And then we'll adjust these. One will be scaled smaller than the other. We're trying not to get too many repeats in here. So usually like 3 tends to be a little too much. So maybe a 2.5 gives me a nice look. I might adjust that so that I think that's maybe a little close. Maybe we'll rotate these. Tweak the offset a little bit. And then we're going to adjust the other one. Kind of like that. And I'm just going to, we're trying not to have too much right in there. That's probably good. And then that just shifted a little bit. Maybe right in there. Then we're going to run a tatter along the hem edge. So I'm going to add a paint layer in here. And we're going to use the this here in apparel fabric edge wear. This is a pretty handy little thing. I wish we could use this on 2D because it would go faster. But it doesn't work that way. At least the drawing in the 3D is kind of cool. So we're going to start here and then just bring our line across. This works out a lot better using this more flattened shape. If this was really curvy, this would be a super pain in the ass to get. But this is going, because I floated it a little bit, was able to flatten out the pattern a bit. Also, I'm going to set this to multiply. All right, we put a sharp corner in there. Because right now you see the white is blocking out, and we don't want the white to actually block out. So we'll multiply this pen stroke when we get this in. And that, make that sharp. Go back to curvy. You along through here. Oh yeah, I still have to do stitching for the shoes before we start saving everything. Usually I'll do the stitching in black and then just multiply it slightly to give them just a darker look on the stitching on the shoes. And select you, do that. All right, should almost there. I'm going to come over here and this is, I just need the opacity for this, and we're just going to multiply that through like that. So that's going to be our tattered. Do I want to put tattering? Nah, I think that's going to be good for the tattering. We'll see. So hide that. I only need this to make an opacity map like that. Do I have opacity? These shouldn't have opacity. But does the daisies doesn't have. I'm going to put a material in the back here that has a slight opacity to it, I think. So I'll need a couple of layers back here, I think. Or maybe just the one. Do I have that dress shirt? I don't. Maybe just use fabric linen. Yeah, I think we'll just use fabric linen and we'll tile that down. It'll give us just a slight opacity on this outfit. So here, I'm just going to check all of that off. So all of this is going to do is just give me a opacity on the dress. And I should mask off. I should apply it to only the dress. So here, let's put a color mask on that. Mask with color selector, and then we'll just pick all the dress colors. Then there's an attachment in there. You know what? I'm going to back this up with a black layer. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it like that. You know, the shoes, I'm not even going to use it. It doesn't make any difference. Whatever the opacity map is, we're not using that with the shoes. All right, we're going to scale this. We'll just do 16. We'll see how this works out. Da, 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 All right, so we got the tatters. We got our opacity map in the background. Oh, we put the black on. Opacity's still the same. I'm thinking. Do I want to do... I'm not crazy about that. Let me see if we can fix that. I'll put a paint layer in here and touch that up. I know it's there. All right, I think that's going to be fine. Let's do a save. I'm about ready to start saving out. I'm thinking. Oh yeah, the stitching. I need to do the stitching for the shoes. Um, we'll put you right there. We'll switch back to material. And this has a stitch brush, but I prefer using the old-fashioned one. So basically, I think if I mirror this, will this work? I'm going to try to mirror it. It might not work. But I'm going to just run stitching along these edges on just this part here. So we're going to kind of zoom in. I got paint layer selected. We'll come over here. We'll come to brush. Let's turn that off. I should have a stitch saved in the favorites up here somewhere. Not there. The good old straight stitches. I'm going to do these in red and then I can color shift them. Although I'm probably just going to make it black and we'll just multiply it through a little bit. And I'm going to say UVs. This is probably good. I'm going to add height map to that. I'm just going to make the color bright red and then I'll just adjust that with the hue and saturation filter. I think all of this puncture intensity, you know what, I'm just going to over crank that. And then we'll just come through here like this. I hate the way that covers up like that. I keep meaning to figure out how to get that little pop-up from activating because it's annoying. It's a little tip sheet and I don't use it and it just gets in the way when I'm working. I don't know, maybe I should pay attention to what it says. There's a novel idea. Oh, I forgot to mirror this. Oh no, it means I got to do it on the other side as well. All right, we're on the home stretch here. All right, and I got to do this on the other side because I forgot to turn mirroring on. Doy. I think I switched this to UVs before I started. Now I can't remember anymore. I'm starting to see the stitches showing up. Yay. They're really fine. That's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The toe. Yeah, I'm seeing it come over the toe now. Yay. This is where the pen tool comes in handy. If I change my mind on how I wanted to do things, that you can change. This I would have to just basically repaint if something I didn't like. And I think it's a little small, but I'm going to live with it because I don't want to repaint it. All right. I have the stitching on the shoes. All right, we're going to, and the base color, we're just going to do like, say, 50%. I'm going to set that to multiply. And we're going to put a hue and saturation filter on here and adjust that. Add a filter. Good old HSL. And I'm going to crank that up all the way. Nope. So we're going to take the saturation way down, and I'm going to just take the lightness way down. And then there's just a kind of multiply cross, so there's something there. All right, now I think we're ready to start saving all these out. Control S. I'm probably going to have to do like about 24 saves now. And there are 4 major groups. There's going to be the normal, and then the normal worn, and then I've got metallics and metallics worns. And then I can do base colors. So we'll start with the copper. And I'm just going to make sure everything else is turned off back here. And I'm going to turn the highlighter on. And we'll turn the dirt off. And how's that highlighter looking? I think that highlighter is looking fine. And we're going to do, this shouldn't have an opacity, so we're not going to save an opacity map for this one. So we'll do 2 metallics. We're going to do the copper and then the worn copper. Then we're going to do base colors for the silver and the gold, and then the worn and silver and the gold. Then we do, and then we've got 9 other to do. So here, let's hit save, file, export texture. I'm just going to do a 5-channel UDIM. So 1001 is the dress and 1002 is the shoes. So we're going to mode noir. Okay, we're good. Yep. Export. And I'm doing 4K. I still have to set up a displacement map. We'll do that after we save these out. Okay, is good. Open the output directory. And let's do this. And we're just going to rename everything outfit metallic. Okay, that I don't. Oh, you're parent outfits. You're left over. You garbage. You garbage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. All right. Rename with Power Renamer. I'm going to take outfit underscore. And we're going to make that outfit underscore metallic. Metallic. And I'm going to apply that. Close this. This is going to become. Oh no, I should have put an underscore after metallic, damn it. Metallic, and I'm going to replace you with metallic underscore. Okie dokie, apply. All right, now we're good. I'm going to call that copper. I'm going to call you copper. All right, we're going to find a home for these. Going to go to projects, dresses. The folder's still Blackline, but I've changed the name to Mode Noir. Runtime, textures, me, project. In here, we'll make 2 folders. Mode Noir dress. Actually, we only need 3. Four. Mode Noir heels. Earrings. And necklace and bracelets. All right. I'm going to poof this over on screen 2. And we're going to move the dress textures over. Oh no, I lost my folder. Okay, dress textures. I think that's just white. That's just white. You know what? I don't need to save that. We can just set that value to white. I see a little bit of texture in the normal map there. All right, let's grab these, drag and drop over into there, move here. And we're going to take these and drag and drop them over to the shoe folder. All right, that is good. All right, now let's do the dirty version of the metallics. So I'm just going to pop over right there, turn that on. So when we do the dirty version, we get a different base color, and we'll also get a different metallicity map and a different roughness map. The height map and normal maps are the same as what we just made, so we don't need copies of those. But I'm still going to do 5 channels, so we're just going to export that out. We're going to delete off the height and normal channels that we don't need. We're going to rename all of this metallic worn, and then we're going to also add copper to the colors. There we go. I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, and I don't need you. These we're going to rename outfit. Outfit underscore metallic worn. Or do I want to say worn metallic? Get all my worns clumped in the back. I think I'm going to do that. We'll put that right there and apply that. All right, is good. And that's copper. And that's also going to be named copper. All right, the shoe textures go into the heel folder. These go into the dress folder. Okay, now I just need a gold color and a silver color, and then worn versions of those. Copper off, silver on. Control Shift E, and we just need color channels. So I'm just going to say basic color UDIM. There we go, and export that. Oops, I left the dirt on. That's okay, it'll be fine. So this is worn metallic silver. Worn metallic silver. All right, we'll knock the gold out. All right, we're good. This is worn metallic. Gold. That's worn metallic gold as well. I should do the second one first. All right, those are good. Now we'll just do the metallics. Gold and silver. So we'll turn the dirt off. Control Shift E. Export. This will just be metallic and gold. That's also metallic and gold. All right, and then we do a clean silver. Alrighty. All right, we're done with the metallic colors. Now we're moving on to the base. Oops. So I'm going to grab those and drag those into the dress folder over there. And go into the heel folder and move these over to the heels. Is good. All right. All right, moving along. Silver off. We'll do the black first. And I'm gonna use the dark highlighter on that. And Control Shift E. So this I'm gonna need 6 maps for, because this actually will have opacity. At least that's the plan. Dun, 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 dun. I think this is good. How are you looking? You're looking fine. Why is my metallic map white? Is that just the sheen? I'll try it like that. We'll see how it works. Where's my opacity map? And do you look like you do have opacity on there? Excellent. And what I don't need is I don't need that opacity map there. This stuff is all good. I just need to say black. Oh, and I should have put, oh well, that's fine. It'll be fine. And I think we just take all of these. Actually, you need to say black. That looks like it's just white. Can I open with Photoshop? I want to just check and see if that can't actually is black, or if that's actually white, or what shade it is. I don't think I'm going to save this. We'll just manually adjust the shader because that looks like it's one flat color. So I don't need to load in a map for that. Yeah, it's white. Okay. So I'm going to lose you. And I'm just going to remember to set that. And that roughness is almost white. I'm going to keep that map for now. So anyhow, I need these. Go into the dress folder. And I need these to go into the shoe folder. Okay, now we'll set up the worn version. I don't need an opacity map for this, so I'm just going to go with 5. And this will become outfit worn. That roughness looks like it's... Where's my metallicity? There's my metallicity. I'm going to keep those. Actually, let's just rename. Rename all of that to worn. Let's make you say black. Let's have you say black. Okay, let's move all of you into the dress folder. Move all of you into the shoe folder. Okay, now we just need base colors for the other 5 or so, 8 or so sets. All right, done with black. Let's move on to white. And we'll just do the worn colors first. And we're just going to switch you over to base color UDIM template. Probably good. All right, moving along. Done with white, on to red. Mm. Okay, we're on the blue. We're just knocking out these worn colors. Then we go back and get the regular colors. And then I just have to texture the jewelry, which I'm probably not doing on stream today. I'll probably do that later or tomorrow. So let's select, rename, yes, and then say blue. Pink. Do I got any? It's still got a little. Okay. Okay. Champagne. We'll rename. All right, daisies. What happened to my tropical? I seem to have deleted the tropical. Okay. Okay, so that's daisies, and the shoes are and the heels are actually yellow. So I'm going to duplicate you because I lost a texture set in here. Where were you? I think it was like summer. Was it summer flow? Maybe, maybe not. We're going to impatiently wait for this. There's that green I like, but I wasn't using that. I was using something else. It was like black based with colors on it. That one there. That was what I wanted. Yeah, baby. Let's put you back there. I think that'll be it. That's going to, so you're going to be tropical. And I'm going to turn the dirt off for just a second here because I'm going to sample. I just want to make a green shoes to go with this, maybe. Gives me an excuse to make another color shoe. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, what happens? What if I just do tropical shoes? That's kind of goofy. Maybe not. I'll call that green. I still have that on the clipboard if I do a paste. I don't. Okay, never mind. I'm going to pop over into the daisies and we're going to steal. I still have dirty rubber in here. Well, maybe I can steal it from gold. That one right there. Let's copy that. Let's put you right there. And I think I'm just going to make you. Yeah, I think you're dark. I'm just going to call that green. All right, let's put the we've been working on the dirt, so we'll finish up the dirty versions. And just doing base colors, that's right. Alrighty. Where's my exports? There they are. Rename. Call you tropical. Call you green. Okay, is good. And then cherries, and we don't have a shoe color for cherries. So we're just going to delete those out. Or just the one. Okay, I don't need that. And this just becomes cherries. All right, let's get these textures moved over to the dresses. And then we're going to take these and move them over to the heels. Okay, we're good. All right, now we're just going to turn the dirt off and resave these out in the clean versions. I'm going to do that to give it a little more texture, just for this one. All right, that, we don't need the shoes. And we're just going to call you cherries. All right, cherries off, tropical on. Let's see, do I want to... I think I'm going to go with that. Okay, tropical and green. All right, daisies. Daisies and yellow. Yellow. Right, champagne. I already got the clean metallics, didn't I? I think I did. Okie dokie. Pink. I get the feeling I'm missing a pair of shoes. We'll double check. Control Shift E. Did I not do that? Right, on the blue. I'm taking a look at my heel colors. Am I missing the blue? Black? I think I didn't save the blue. Oh, maybe I did. The blue, the worn blue is missing. Okay. I didn't see enough shoe colors when I was doing this earlier. Okay, I'm just going to redo this with the worn again. Did I save the white? There's the white over there. Why is white? Because it's not metallic. Okay, got it. Okay, so I don't need that. You didn't. Yeah, I don't need that. And I wanted to save this one here. That's it, worn blue. Okay, back. Right, dirt off. Moving on to red. All right, white. Oh man, some days I can't spell. All right, fat fingered the hell out of that. In black. I think I did black already though. Yes, black was done. So I think I'm done. I think I'm going to hit save on this. I think we can set up one of the dress textures in here. At least start the material files. So there we go. So right in here, I'm going to ignore the earrings for now. We're going to concentrate on the dress and the heels. And we'll do the dress first and then the heels. But I'm going to reset the base shader on these. Then we'll take this, and I think I'm going to go with the metallic gold on this first, and then we'll do the. Oh, I got the black. Let's do the black on the dress. So we'll bring this over here. Try to get this to be 3 wide. So we'll start with the black, and we'll just plop you into here. And for these, I think the metallicity was going to be white. And I put you into the bump. I'll put you into the normal. We do have an opacity. Oh, I need to set up the displacement maps too. And we'll put the roughness into here. So here, let's pop back over into Substance, hit save. I'm going to do, did I move? I have to move all of this stuff out of here. Let's grab all of the dresses. Let's cut those, paste those there. Oh, I did cherries twice. Oh, I'm going to cancel that. Skip. The other cherries is supposed to be worn. Right there, that should say worn. Control X, Control V. There we go. And then grab all of this stuff. I feel like I'm missing a shoe color in here somewhere. Again. I'll figure it out later. So in Substance, I need to save out my export textures. I need to save out the ID map. There it is. We'll do the ID UDEM. I'm going to save you at 8K. I need to save out some templates for these. I think, do we still have, we don't have Substance, we don't have Blender open, so I need that. I'm also going to make 8K height and normal maps. No, I'm not. I'm just going to use the textures. Never mind. This is going to be good. All right. Let's get this. So I need my texture templates. Or the UV maps. Come on, Blender. Come on, Blender. There you are. We're going to just import in this. Export UV layout. We'll do 4096 by 4096. And you're going to say load in your dress UVs. And we're going to save you in here. All right, now we're just going to shift everything over. Oops. And then save that out. No. I'm going to replace you. I'm going to say heels. Export that. All right. I think I'm good with this. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to close this. We're going to... I don't need... You know what? I'm going to keep both of these, though. Control X. And what we want to do is we want to come over here to the Whippy folder. Paste that in there. I'm going to open you with Photoshop. Although I need that to be... Did I make that 8K? I think I did. I need my texture template to be 8K. I got to resave that. Are you still open? You're still open. I just need this one to be 8K just as a working file. and your 8192. And I'm just going to put that in the whip folder. And I need to bring that into Photoshop as well. Let's just double check image size. And you should be 8192. Excellent. Okay, so I got a little bit of dirt in here. I can clean that up, but still. You know what it is? It's because of the way everything was lined up and there was a little crowded. And I have a few little bugaboos in here that I can probably touch up. So before we bring in the other map, I'm just going to do a little touch up here. Those are the connectors. I don't need those to look neat. All right, that fixes those. I got a little bit of bugaboos on these things. My tolerance is too tight. It's probably a little better. Let me tweak the tolerance on these. That's better. I like that. I can live with that a little. Because what I'm going to do is just do this and then just clean. Oops. Then I can just clean this up. Try not to touch those. I got a weird hole over there. You know, that JPEG is kind of janky, wasn't it? I'm going to re-export out this this ID map. It did a kind of a really crappy job. Well, this came out okay. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I did have to clean you up. Clean those up. I had a bunch of little doohickeys in here. Did I get any issues on here? No, because that was nice and flat. I got those issues because of the wrinkles in the top. So that didn't have the wrinkles, so that made a nice clean ID map. On the other hand, this has got issues in here. All right, that should be good. All right, let's get our texture template loaded up. Nope, that went black. All right, let's try this again. That's better. How big are you? You are 8K. Okay, you're going to be fine. Did that line up right? That did not line up right. I keep forgetting if I have this zoomed in a little bit, it doesn't line up when you drag and drop it in. If I have this all nice and centered, that looks good. I'm going to select all of that. You came out nice and clean today, though, didn't you? All right, let's fill you in with white. Oops, not you. I wanted a new layer for that. Where'd my layers go? Damn it. I clicked on the wrong thing, didn't I? Okay. Is good. Oh, I want a hole right there. Okay, now we'll set up the trim. So I'm going to want that, 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 and that. Should be good. And maybe we get these. And you are the waistband, so you're going to be fine on your own layer. Put a new layer in right about. I clicked on the close instead of the new layer button again. And I can't see chat. I don't even know if anybody said anything in the last hour. Nope, just art. Get that there. Bring you over here. Okay, where's my, did I close layers again? There we go. So we're going to fill you in with white. Okay, bring you back. Napsmore is lurking. Thanks for the lurk, man. That's okay. I don't expect a noisy chat. Control D. Drop in the black backing. Hide that. We're going to put our inner glow on that. You need to be black. I'm going to set you. You know what? We'll start with 13 and we'll go from there. Working on a mod. To mod in. Oh, okay, nice. Inner glow. Excellent. I'm going to do a little outer glow on this as well. It's ever so subtle. All right, this will be the displacement map, I think. Let's go ahead and save this out and load it up and see how it looks. We might tweak the settings a little bit. File, export as JPEG. Export. Document cannot be saved. What do you mean? I know that. I know that. Why are you suddenly bringing up this odd message? Hey, you know, JPEG's a lossy format? Yes, I knew that. What the hell? I think in here. Where am I at? I'm in materials. If we want to go to runtime, textures, me, Nord dress, and you're just going to be displacement. Is good. Let me file, save as. Yeah, but you're not saving it as a JPEG now. Why are you giving me this odd message? There's probably a box that says stop annoying me. I gotta remember to do that. Let's save you right there. Okay, let's put you back to the side. Let's come back to Daz. Let's get our... I think I got this. I got my base bump. My normal map didn't come in. Because why would it? I could have sworn I dragged and dropped the normal map in here, but apparently it didn't stay. Metallicity, there was a white map in there. Our roughness is, you miss a color, displacement strength. There we go. Here's my map. I'm going to set the level to 6 because that usually does the trick. And then we'll do the shoes. Oh, hold on just a second. All right, I'm coming back, and it's 4. All right, I'm going to just finish up getting the textures on here. We'll do a quick render. Control Shift F. I'll reset that. I'm going to put the gold on the shoes. So we're going to do that. Now, so I was going to use the metallic outfit underscore metallics for that. There's the gold. So we'll use the gold as the base color. There's my metallic. I have a metallic height map. I know when you get focused in. We'll be looking for somebody to raid in just a minute. Where are you? You're my height map. You're my metallic normal map. You're my metallic roughness map. And we don't use the displacement or opacity map with the shoes because it has actual thickness. So double checking. My metallicity map didn't drop in. It didn't drop in again. It does this sometimes. See, it's there. Still there. There's our gold color. There's our roughness. There's my base bump, and my normal map went missing again. And my normal map. So we're going to go with this. Let's see how this is looking. Let me check my render settings. My tone mapping. 14.5. I think we're good. So anyhow, thanks for being here. Napsmore, it was good to see you. Charles, if you're still around, always a pleasure, dude. You know what? I think that finish is going to work. So it's got a completely metallic finish with a totally flat roughness. And I think that kind of gives it a nice little sheen. So I think that'll do. And my shoes are in the ground. Damn it. We'll try this. And you know what? I'm going to swap these out for the ones that have color on them. And we'll see who's on. Probably toilet. No, that's a material file. There's the earrings. There's the rest of the jewelry. So let's see how this whole outfit is looking so far. I'm going to do that. While that's rendering, let's take a look. Hey, if you're on YouTube, thanks. Like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, feel free to stick around and join the raid. Hey, feel free to check out my stuff at Daz. Oh, I forgot to type in the Charles command. Oh, yeah. Here's that. Also, if you haven't joined the Discord already, feel free to join. If you put stuff in the gallery, we will share it tonight at 8 p.m. for our Saturday night social. I'm liking how that looks. I like that texture. It's ever so slightly opaque. There, of course, will be a material setting for just making it completely opaque. And then my shoes. I'm happy with how this is heading. Most excellent. And now I have to texture this. And what I have to do is I have to set up the rigging on that so they don't get distorted too badly when you pose it. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We are going to go take a look at my Twitch and see who else is on today. Often my good friend Toilet After Dark, or actually Tatty Bidet is on. But we're going to see if somebody else is on too. And possibly Riff Critter is on. Riff Critter does art. And I'm going to work my way up. Atomic Gift Shop is a makers and crafters. I like them. Maybe we'll just go hang out with them. Do they have a lot of... He has 2 viewers. I probably have 2 viewers. We might as well go over there. We'll do that. We'll go over and say hi to Atomic Gift Shop, who's doing arts and crafts. And by crafts, it looks like they're doing pixel painting is what we're looking at there. So we'll do that. We'll say hi to Atomic Gift Shop. Thank you all for being here. Feel free to catch us tonight at 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. And then the next regular Daz stream, making content stream, will be Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah. So let's do this. Hey, we have raid calls. Feel free to copy the one that applies to you. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to copy that if you can join the raid on Twitch. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. We'll do that, and let me start this raid /raid, Control V. And I think I have started the raid. We'll do that. We'll come over here. Yes, my raid has been started. I'm going to copy that. Hey, if I don't catch you tonight, I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday or Sunday if you're on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.